So in this video, we're going to learn about how to load plans into Buildxact. First, we're going to look at how to do that with the sample plans that Buildxact provides. Then we are going to have a look at loading PDF plans of your own. After that, we will have a look at the two different scaling options that you can use to calibrate your plans correctly. And throughout, we will discuss some tips and tricks to make this process easier for you. So to start, I am in an estimate that I have just created, and we're currently on the plans and takeoff screen. Now we're going to run through how you can upload your own plans, but first of all, I just wanted to point out that we do have the option to use our sample plans as well. And basically, this is here for those people that are wanting to learn how to use Buildxact to complete different types of takeoff measurements. We can simply hit this button here, and a sample set of plans will be loaded and pre-scaled for you so that you can get on quickly with practicing measurements and takeoffs. If you are interested in this, we do have other training videos regarding the different types of takeoffs. So if you did want to practice along with those videos, using the sample plans might be a good way to go. For those of you that want to upload and scale your own plans, you'll instead be clicking on the Upload a Plan box here. And as soon as I've clicked on this PDF import side panel has opened up, with the idea being that you can either click on here and find your plans using a file explorer, or you can drag a file from another application onto here and just simply drop it onto this box. Buildxact has loaded that PDF file and has also given me the option of putting in a range or a set of pages that I'd like to import if I didn't want to import every single page. Otherwise, I could just leave it blank, hit import, and Buildxact is now reading the individual pages within that PDF file. Now that we've uploaded the plans, Buildxact is going to ask us to scale them, so let's jump into it. All right, so now we're in the scaling screen here. To navigate around this page, you can click and drag, hold the left mouse button and drag to move around the page. We can also zoom in using this slider up here. And this is a better option than using your mouse wheel, which is a little bit slower. You can zoom in much quicker using this slider here. Now, looking at the screen, we've got the individual pages of the plan listed along the left-hand side here. As you can see, I've got a set of elevations and a floor plan. And before I actually talk about scaling, I'm going to discuss a little bit of housekeeping as well. One of the things that I like to do prior to undertaking the scaling process is to actually name the plans. The plan name box up here will show you what they're currently named, and plans demo S1 doesn't really tell me too much about what the content of the actual plan page is. So I'm just going to rename this one floor plan, and I'm going to rename this one elevations. And this is a really good thing to do. It'll help us out when we're in our takeoff screen later on. So I'd certainly advise you to rename the plans, the pages of the plans that you'll be using quite consistently throughout the estimating process. Another thing to point out is that we can rotate the plan pages as well. So if they're not correctly orientated, you can do that from here. Also, you can delete any plan pages that perhaps aren't relevant to the overall takeoff process if you need to. Now we're going to talk about the two scaling options that we have. And to start with, I'm just going to use this slider and navigate to the bottom right-hand corner where I can see that the scale of the plan is 1 to 100. This is quite a common scale that we do see from user to user. So in order to make the scaling process more efficient, we have a box here, a drop-down menu, which basically has commonly used scales. 1 to 100 certainly appears on this list. And once I've selected it, I'll have the option either to apply 1 to 100 to just this plan page here, or the option to apply it to all plan pages at the same time. We see that a lot of people will apply a dominant scale. Say you had 10 plan pages and most of them were at 1 to 100. We could apply them to all plans like this, and then simply choose the plan pages that perhaps are not 1 to 100 to scale them specifically. This is one approach. Another thing that I just wanted to point out as well as a bit of a tip is if you hold down your Shift key on your computer and select another plan page, this will change to apply to selected plans. I've been able to select that by holding the Shift key down on my computer. So this is another great tip in terms of scaling plans quite quickly. Now that I've scaled the plans, we can see in the top left here that there's a notification showing that the plan has been scaled and also what the scale is as well. Now, there's another way of scaling as well, which is for anyone that has plans that may not have a common scale. Some of the regular culprits are 1 to 25, 1 to 75, and 1 to 150. So there is also the option to manually scale as well. I'm just going to hit the rescale button here to get back to the options that we had at the start, and then you can see the manually scale option here. So in order to manually scale, all you need to do is click on manually scale and then follow the instructions as they're written across the top of the page. The first one being draw a horizontal line on the plan below. Now, ideally to make it the most accurate, we'd be looking at the longest horizontal line. And simply all I need to do is click once at the start and then once at the end of the line, and then input the dimension as it's stated on the plan. This one being just under 14 meters. I will now hit next and do the same thing for the longest vertical line on the plan. The longest vertical line being this one here. So again, it's just a matter of clicking once at the start and once at the end. You want to try and make this as accurate as possible. I'm doing it a little quickly. And now we input the dimension as stated on the plan, 11 to 60 mils. Similar to the common scaling, you would have the option of applying this manual scale to just this plan or applying it to all plans. Or if you hold down your Shift key, you'd have the option of applying it to selected plans, which I'm going to do now. We can see now that this has been manually scaled. So yeah, the scaling process has worked. One thing that I do want to mention as well is that every time you scale your plans, a really good tip to ensure that your measurements are correct is that you should check the accuracy of the scaling. To do that, you just need to, again, click at the start and the end of any line on the plan itself. And you should see the measurement there reflecting the dimension on the plans. As you can see, 3.6 lineal meters, 3,600 mils. It's very accurate. So I'm very confident that the scale has been applied successfully. I can now hit close and move on with my takeoffs and the entire estimating process. So that is the process of uploading and scaling plans. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to hit the Need Help button where you can access our FAQs, our training content, and ask questions to our support team. Thank you very much.